Hey, Julian. How's it going? You get off work yet?
Yeah, the boss had us doing crazy overtime this work. But I just got out, on my way home as we speak.
Great! Glad to hear it, honey. No kidding, he's been working you guys to the bone lately. You gonna eat out somewhere before you get home?
I didn't eat yet. I'm trying not to spend much on eating out, so I'm gonna rustle myself something up when I get back.
Oh, really? What will you make?
I'm thinking of doing a spicy chicken stir-fry. I've had this crazy urge to eat spicy stuff lately, and Lord knows I could do with more vegetables in my life. Plus a side of instant soup. I've been bulk buying these multi-packs lately. Oh, they taste so good for how cheap they are.
Wow, get you! Since when did you cook healthy meals for yourself? Color me astonished. I was certain you'd just pick up a ready meal or grab a burger at a drive-thru somewhere on the way home.
Well, I am away living all on my lonesome for my work transfer. Health is numero uno. If I don't look after myself while I'm out here, no one else will. Don't get me wrong, I won't be getting a job at any 5-star restaurants anytime soon, but I have been cooking simple meals for myself.
It seems like you're really living conscientiously and trying to look after yourself. I'm pleased to hear it, sweetie. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Sounds like you don't need me anymore.
Don't even joke about things like that. Whether I cook or not, I'm still out here in Philly all on my own, away from my family. It can get pretty lonely sometimes.
Sorry, babe, I was just kidding. Ah, that reminds me. I messaged you because there was something I wanted to ask you.
What is it?
It's summer break soon. You will be coming back, right? Shall we go somewhere as a family? I'd love for us all to just forget the world and go on vacation somewhere together. It's been so long. But if we do, we'll need to book everything, so it's best we decide in advance.
I'm sorry, Kylie. I've actually been meaning to message you about this. I can't make it back for summer break anymore.
Huh? Why not?
There have been a bunch of reforms at work that mean we have to go in for a few small shifts each week over summer break now. I do still have some paid vacation left, but they wouldn't stretch far enough to cover a holiday. The shifts seem pointless, honestly. 2 hours here, 4 hours there. But the company has been struggling lately and they're trying to up output in whatever way they can. Summer break's not looking good.
Oh, I see. I didn't know about these new shifts, but I would have at least hoped you could book them off.
I actually spoke with the boss about this earlier today. I practically begged him to give me enough time off to fit in a holiday with you guys, but he said his hands are tied. I see, that's such a shame.
But there'll always be other opportunities. We'll just have to go on an extra luxurious, extra extravagant holiday next time.
And that's the spirit. I'm sorry though, babe. I was really looking forward to going away somewhere together, just the three of us. Next time I get a big chunk of time off, I'll take you both somewhere nice, I promise.
Thanks. It's fine though, Julian. Really. Don't worry about it. Work is work and it can't be helped.
That may be so, but I can't deny the whole thing has left me feeling a little dispirited. I was dead set on coming back. I have no idea how gobsmacked I was when they announced these new shift patterns. I couldn't wait to see you and Ayla again.
I know, honey. Isla will probably be broken up about it too. She'd have been over the moon to have her daddy back for the summer.
Ugh, I know, it sucks. Not only that, but I promised I'll be back last time we video called. What if she thinks I'm a liar?
She'll be sad and disappointed, but I'm sure she'll come around when I explain why. She's a clever girl for her age. Don't worry, sweetie. Leave Ayla to me.
Okay, thanks babe, you're the best.
No way. You're the one who flew out there all on your own for the huge work opportunity to give me and your daughter a better life. No one blames you, sweetie, so don't be too hard on yourself, okay? It's really not a big deal. We'll get plenty of other opportunities to go away together when your transfer ends.
Yeah, you're right.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Carla, one of the moms from kindergarten, is calling me. Gotta go. Speak again soon, babe. Night-night. Hey, Julian, you okay? You're off work now, right?
Nope, I'm still stuck at the damn office. That jackass Denzel has been having me do extra overtime lately. What even is this? Overtime on my overtime? Over overtime?
Wow, at this time? I'm really sorry to hear that, honey. Just think of all the extra money you're making and don't forget to breathe. I'll message you later. Hope they let you go soon.
It's cool. I'm waiting for a new order to be finalized, so I have time right now. What's up? Did you want to talk about something?
Oh, you do? Okay, well, it's about summer break. I was thinking it might be nice to take Isla away somewhere nice. Just me and her? Would you mind if we went just the two of us?
Would I mind? Not at all. That's a great idea. Be my guest. What'd you have in mind?
I've been thinking about a few places, but I haven't decided yet. I wanted to get the go-ahead from you first.
I see. Aha! Light bulb moment! Why don't you both come down to Philly, and we can all go somewhere together? I should be able to get a few days off, so how about we all go sightseeing as a family? I'll be so happy to see you both again.
We want to see you too, sweetie, but is that really a good idea? There's like nothing in the part of Philly you're staying in. Isla would be bored out of her skull, and you know what a handful she can be once the sulking begins.
Oh, I guess you'd have a point.
I'm sorry, babe. I hope you're not upset. I'm sure we'll come and see you at some point. It's just that there's this theme park Isla's been begging me to take her to for months now. And I don't think she'd ever forgive me if we went on any kind of holiday that didn't involve going there.
It's fine, I understand. Sorry for putting you in an awkward position.
Don't be silly. You have nothing to apologize for. I'm sorry we couldn't come.
Oh man, I really wanted to come with you guys.
I know, honey. I know.
Oh yeah, how did Ayla take the news of me not coming home for spring break? She didn't get mad or anything, did she?
She was fine. I told you, she's a clever girl. She understood it couldn't be helped when I explained it was due to work stuff. And she knows the reason you're not around right now is to provide the two of us with a better life.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm pleased.
Don't get me wrong. We're both missing you like crazy.
I guess no one could blame me for that. Seriously though, I'm missing you both too.
I know, honey. But we have to remember your work arrangement is only temporary. And Isla's so excited about this theme park trip that it'll probably help her forget how sad she is about her daddy not being around, even if just for a little while. I think this is just what she needs. Good luck with work, sweetie. Hopefully Denzel starts going easier on you from now on.
Gah! I really want to come with you. Should I ask him one more time? Maybe if I say pretty please with a cherry on top. Kerry from sales did come back off sick leave lately, so maybe we have the manpower to fill the gap now?
No, you can't. I mean, you shouldn't do that, sweetie. Surely it'd cost the company all manner of inconvenience if you tried to book a vacation on such short notice. The reason you got that transfer in the first place is because you're such a team player. I know it sucks, but we're just gonna have to accept it.
Fine, I guess work do need me. We'll just carry on going to the office.
Come on, this isn't like you, Julian. What was it you always used to say? It might be stormy now, but it can't rain forever. We'll look back on these days and laugh one day. I just know it. Besides, me and Ayla will send you some souvenirs. I know how much you love your whiskey. I'm sure a generous supply of rocket fuel will help cheer you up. Things might not be ideal, but this doesn't have to be all doom and gloom, you know.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, did you just say whiskey? Hell yeah, now we're talking.
That's the spirit. Me and Ayla will find you some other things, too. We'll put together a bumper bag of surprises. So get excited!
Thanks, babe, that helps. Having that to look forward to will make work a little more tolerable. Since I can't be there, I want you and Ayla to have enough fun for the three of us.
We will, sweetie, I promise. It's getting late, so I have to put her to bed soon. See you later, honey.
Julian, are you still away in Philly on that business trip?
Yeah, I am. Why? It's not a business trip, I'm away on transfer. I'll be here for a while longer, yeah. I wasn't able to make it back for summer break because the company overhauled our shift patterns.
So that's why.
Why, what? It's not like you to contact me. What's up, Mom?
I'm messaging you because I have something very important to tell you. You need to leave your wife immediately.
Huh? I need to leave my wife? What the hell are you talking about? You know, message me for months at a time and then you suddenly show up out the blue demanding I leave Kylie? Did she do something to upset you? Or have you been being mean to her?
Don't be silly. I'd never waste my time with something so fatuous.
And then why would you show up out of nowhere demanding I leave my wife? Did something happen between you and Kylie?
This goes beyond me and Kylie. She left your poor daughter all on her own while she went out to cheat on you. That's why you need to leave her immediately.
Cheat on me? What are you talking about?
Your wife, Kylie, left out poor Ayla all on her own at the house and disappeared off somewhere. From what I can tell, she's away on holiday with some other guy as we speak.
Wait a sec. None of this makes any sense. I don't follow what you're saying. Please would you kindly explain what the hell it is you're talking about?
All right, I will. Listen up and listen well. I paid a surprise visit to your house today. I was on a sightseeing holiday with your Aunt Mildred, and I just happened to be in the neighborhood. I had some souvenirs I wanted to give you all.
The house was empty, right? The two of them went away for summer vacation.
I'm getting to that part. Ayla had been left all on her own at the house. She said her mother had gone out and she didn't know when she'd be back.
She said what?
No one answered when I rang the doorbell, and I was about to give up and go home. I just assumed she'd taken Ayla out somewhere without telling me and didn't think much of it. Just as I started walking back to the car, the old lady from next door came out with Ayla.
The old lady from next door, you mean Edith?
Yes, her name was Edith. Apparently, the two of them rushed outside when Ayla spotted me looking out the window. Then Edith told me what Kylie had told her.
Well, what did she say?
Apparently, she told Edith her mother-in-law had collapsed and she urgently had to get to the hospital. Which is why she asked her if she'd look after Ayla. She said she'd be back within 2 or 3 days. Imagine Edith's surprise when I told her I was Kylie's mother-in-law. Her jaw almost hit the floor.
What the? I didn't even... What the heck is she playing at? So, she lied to the neighbor to get her to look after Ayla and went off somewhere.
That's what it seems like. When I was outside speaking to Edith, a few of the other moms from the neighborhood happened to pass by and stopped speaking to us when they heard Kylie's name mentioned. They told me all sorts of stories about her. Apparently, when you're not around, the neighbors constantly see different guys going in and out of the house. She's become the subject of practically every rumor in the neighborhood.
Are we still talking about my wife, Kylie, here? You've got to be joking me.
Edith's very old, so she spends most of her time holed up indoors and doesn't speak to the rest of the neighbors all that much. She hadn't heard about the rumors. That's why she didn't suspect anything when Kylie asked her to look after Ayla. I can't believe it. That woman has no shame. Do you understand why I told you to leave her now?
Mom, this can't be. There's no way she'd do anything like that. This is absurd. We message each other every day. I've never detected so much of a hint of dishonesty from her.
Maybe this will change your mind. The lady from across the street was so confused by what was going on, she started taking photos of all these guys going in and out of your house. I was struggling to take everything in at the time, but she asked if I wanted them, and I thought it better I have some kind of proof of her misdeeds before telling you about them. I can send them over if you like.
It's okay, I believe you, Mom. Oh, God damn it. So Kylie really is cheating on me.
If she's lying to the neighbor about me collapsing so she can dump Ayla on her and rush off somewhere, at the very least she's doing something she shouldn't be. Anyway, I couldn't let your wife carry on inconveniencing that poor old dear next door for even a second longer. I took Ayla home with me. We're together at my house now.
Thank you so much, Mom. I owe you big time.
You can say that again. Me and your Aunt Mildred had to cancel our holiday because of this. I expect generous recompense. I accept payment in the form of bottles of wine. What are you going to do about Kylie? If there's anything I can help you with, just say the word.
I'm so sorry for all this, Mom. I'll try messaging her. I'll decide what I'm going to do next once I've seen what she has to say for herself. Please carry on looking after Ayla for the time being.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. It's been so long since I saw her, I almost forgot what a little bundle of joy she is. She seems very happy to see me and your dad again. Don't worry about her one bit, okay, dear? I want you to focus on doing what needs to be done.
Kylie, where are you right now?
Huh? I'm on vacation. Why are you asking all of a sudden? Is something wrong?
No, I was just wondering if you're enjoying your vacation is all.
We're having an amazing time, sweetie. It's been so long. Ayla's having so much fun. I've been finding it hard to keep her under control. I know it's a little early, but we were tired and decided to come back to the hotel for the night. We're just chilling and watching movies together with some popcorn now.
I see, sounds cozy. I'd love to see some photos of you both having a good time. Send me a couple of pics, why don't you?
Huh? You want some photos? We've been riding roller coasters and battling out in bumper cars all day, and my makeup's a mess. I don't really feel like taking pictures right now. Sorry, hun. Is tomorrow okay?
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind if you're not in them. Just send me some of Ayla.
Oh, sorry, hun, but Isla's completely exhausted from playing all day. I'll send some tomorrow. Surely you want to see her at her cutest while she's having fun, right?
No, really, I don't mind. She's just as cute to me when she's tired. Go ahead, just one pic is fine.
Sorry, sweetie, it'll have to be tomorrow. I'm super worn out myself. You wouldn't believe how busy we've been today. I was just about to take a nap.
That's fine, you can have your nap after you send me a pic. It'll only take a second. Go on, send the pic. Now.
Do you ever give up? Just freaking drop it already, Julian. You're normally so kind and understanding when I say I'm not feeling up to something. What's gotten into you today?
It's probably because I'm so kind and understanding that this happened in the first place.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Why are you acting like this all of a sudden? I have no idea what you're talking about. Look, honey, I'm really tired. I'd love to make idle chit-chat with you, but not today. I'll video call you when our vacation's over.
You're tired? That's gotta be the laziest excuse I've ever heard. Admit it! You can send me a pic of Ayla even if you wanted to, could you?
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, it's physically impossible for you to take a picture of Ayla right now. I mean, how could you? You're not with her. Because you left her behind and went on vacation without her.
Huh? You've lost me, honey. I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Forgive me, I'm not being direct enough. You're on a lover's holiday with one of the guys you cheat on me with, aren't you? I know everything.
What the hell? No! Why would you think that? Why are you coming at me with all this nonsense? Did something happen?
I said I know everything. So you can drop the act now. You lied to Edith next door, so she'd look after Ayla. I know you're on vacation with some other guy. Where was it again? A Californian hot spring resort? Stop wasting my time with your pathetic act. You're not fooling anyone.
Huh? How did you know I left Isla with the neighbor?
My mom called by her house today because she happened to be in the area while on vacation. She ran into Edith from next door while she was there. It turned out I'd been looking after Ayla.
Wait, so you mean your mom told you all this?
That's right.
Phew! I think I understand now. Don't worry, babe. This is all just one huge misunderstanding on your mom's part. It's true. I may have told Edith a little white lie so she'd look after Isla for a little while. But that was only so I could go on holiday with my friend Carla. You know, one of the moms from kindergarten? I'm not cheating on you, baby, I swear.
I said stop wasting my time with this goddamn pathetic act, you lying hoe bag! I heard from all the other moms in the neighborhood about the endless streams of guys that can be seen showing up at the house when I'm not around.
Oh my god, Julian!
Or should I say the other moms in the neighborhood told my mom what you'd been up to when they heard your name mentioned. It seemed to be the subject of more than a few rumors on our street. Apparently virtually all of our neighbors know about the conveyor belt of guys you show up at our house when I'm not there.
No way. Surely you don't believe this. That's preposterous. They're just rumors, honey, I swear.
You can't worm your way out of this one, Kylie. I have photos of several of them going in and out of the house. Steve's wife Emma from across the street thought something suspicious might be going on and started taking photos a few months back. Not only that, but I know about the secret Peep book account you've been using to keep a log of your depraved exploits. You probably thought you were being so secretive having them come in through the back door. But practically the whole neighborhood knows about your secret. You're the talk of the town.
What? Seriously?
They all know about your secret Peep book page too. Apparently they all share your posts with each other while laughing about what a train wreck of a human being you are. Apparently one of them found it by chance a little while back. And wow, the stuff you post on there? It's actually scary how shameless you are. Chilling in a Californian hot spring with our main man.
So that's how you know where I am. Wait, what? The neighbors have been taking photos of the house behind my back and stalking my social media accounts? How dare they? This is an invasion of my privacy.
Yeah, I won't deny it. It's bad taste to take photos of people without their permission. But if she hadn't done that, I would never have gotten hold of all this damning proof of your affair. And please, how can you complain about people looking at your Peep book page? Isn't that the whole point of social media? Anyway, the bottom line is I have definitive proof of your affair. I want a divorce.
What? A divorce?
Yes, a divorce. I have no intention of staying married to someone as treacherous and deceitful as you. Why don't you just get remarried to your main man? You know, the guy you were sipping cocktails in the hot spring in the photos with?
No. Let's not be hasty here, Julian. Just wait. He's nothing more than a cheap fling. Divorce is going too far.
The fact that you betrayed your family over a cheap fling makes it even worse. We are so done. If the prospect of divorce is so terrifying to you, perhaps you could have, I don't know, not cheated on me in the first place?
I told you, Julian, I was lonely. Your whole life is nothing but work, and more work. You went away on transfer to Philly and left me all on my own. What else was I supposed to do? I wish you'd try to understand my feelings.
Not a single day went by where I wasn't pained by the loneliness of being so far away from you and Ayla. Not a single day went by where I didn't wish I could just forget work and come home to be with you both. But my family are more important to me than anything in the world, which is why I'd never cheat on you. So no, I don't understand your feelings at all.
But Julian, divorce is going too far. Can we please stop overreacting and talk this through like adults?
You told barefaced lies to trick the neighbor into looking after Ayla, so you could leave her behind while you jetted off to California to stab me in the back. Who in their right mind would stay married to someone capable of that? I could never trust you again. Divorce is the only option, and that's final. You don't have the right to refuse.
I'm sorry. I'll never do anything like this again, I swear. Please, just rethink the divorce, baby. Please, I'm begging you.
No, it's fine, really. Please, carry on to your heart's content. I wouldn't want our pesky daughter getting in the way of you jetting across America with your lovers. So I tell you what, I'll do you a favor and take her off your hands. I'd hate for you to ever get lonely again, so by all means, see as many guys as you like. Look on the bright side. At least you don't have to hide it anymore. After that, I hired a lawyer and filed for divorce as quickly as possible. Kylie did try to fight me over it and was stubbornly defiant in her unwillingness to go through with the divorce. But in the face of the mountains of photo evidence of her misdeeds, she didn't have a leg to stand on, and was ultimately forced to sign the papers through gritted teeth. While I did find the formidable power of the neighborhood mommy network somewhat terrifying, I have nothing but gratitude for them. My ex-wife's extracurricular activities have been common knowledge after she became a regular topic of conversation at their gossip sessions. She was quite literally the talk of the town. I found out later on that Emma from across the street, who had diligently gathered proof of my ex-wife's lover's illicit backdoor entries, had intended to show me the photos when I came home from my work transfer. It turns out the neighborhood moms found her behavior just as despicable as I did. As a result of the evidence, a divorce was finalized without me having to pay a single cent in alimony. I won custody of Ayla, and Kylie was forced to leave the house. After my work transfer ended, I came home, and I'm currently living happily with my mom and Ayla. My mom's been super supportive throughout the whole thing, and I feel lucky to have her. Ayla told me after the divorce that it wasn't the first time her mother had left her with Edith from next door. Until the very last time, my ex cried and wailed, disagreed and protested, and begged and pleaded for me and Ayla not to leave her. But if we were that important to her, she never would have cheated on me in the first place. I find it pretty ironic that as a result of cheating on me to assuage her loneliness, she's now the loneliest she's ever been in her life. As to what the future holds for me and Ayla, one thing's for certain. I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure she grows up surrounded by love, warmth, and affection. She'll never get lonely on my watch. I'm looking forward to making all sorts of amazing memories with her. First up, a luxurious family holiday with me, Ayla, and my mom. I do still have a lot to make up for her having to call off her last one, after all. Oops, that reminds me, I owe her a bottle of wine.
Hello there, Sally. You do have a gift ready for next week's memorial service, don't you? I hope you don't think you can forget about your responsibilities just because it's only going to be family and close friends.
Oh, hi, Debbie. Yep, I'm as ready for the service as I could be.
Oh, you are? I hadn't heard from you, so I assumed you must have forgotten all about it. You seem very busy with work. You haven't even been cooking for my son recently.
I've had a lot of overtime over the last few days.
I don't want to hear your excuses. How lucky that I happened to pay him a visit with some of my award-winning winter stew. He would probably have starved if not for me. Do you think it's acceptable to let your husband starve, dear?
He'd only just eaten a few hours ago. I'm not sure there was any danger of him starving. Besides, he's more capable of cooking on his own meals.
Good grief, the things you say are beyond ridiculous sometimes. Cooking and housework are a woman's duty. I'll never acknowledge you as my son's wife until you start doing your job properly. How are you supposed to learn anything when you're cooped up in that godforsaken office all the time? Women's liberation was a mistake.
I'm sorry.
I made this crystal clear to you when you two got married, Sally. That you're to be there to support my son.
Yes, I know that, but we both work long hours. It's more like we support each other.
Didn't I tell you I don't want to hear your excuses? You haven't even produced any children yet, and this is how you speak to me. You couldn't be doing a worse job of fulfilling your duties to my son and this family if you tried. You're already in your 30s for crying out loud. Can't you hear the clock ticking, dear? Tick-tock, tick-tock. It's the sound of your eggs drying up. You do intend on providing me with grandchildren, don't you?
Yeah, of course we want kids, but we can't go blindly rushing into a decision like that. The timing has to be right.
Why do you say it like you're waiting for it to magically happen on its own? You make the timing yourselves. Good grief, this is why you're no good. All it is with you is excuses, excuses, and more excuses.
Right. I'm sorry, Debbie.
You think apologizing gets you off the hook? It's always the same with you. You ignore everything I say and think I'll forget all about it just because you apologize.
It's really not like that. It's just that my job is important to me.
Work? Important to a woman? Now I've heard it all. Oh, why don't you leave the boys' business to the boys and start doing your real job? If you had an ounce of respect for me or this family, you would have had a bun in the oven within a few months of marrying my son. When I was your age, my Darius was already in kindergarten, you know. You need to watch yourself, girl. The clock's always ticking. If you're not careful, the ship will leave the port without you on it because you're so damn focused on that silly job of yours. Tick-tock, Sally.
Thanks for the heads up, Debbie. I'll bear that in mind.
If only your abilities as a wife were as impressive as your replies. Not that I ever expected much of you to begin with, but this is my son's life we're talking about here, and I will not have it ruined by a second-rate floozy like you.
Hey, Debbie. It was nice to see you at the memorial today. Thanks for all the food. It was really kind of you to make that lasagna, and the meat pie was amazing. You've got some serious cooking skills.
That's because, unlike you, I put a lot of time and effort into excelling in the womanly crafts. Don't get the wrong idea, girl. I did not make any of that food for you. You only got anything because you hung on like an underfed child after the service ended, so I had no choice but to bring it out with you still around. It was only supposed to be for my son and the rest of my family. My real family, that is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Why didn't you go straight home when the service ended? I don't remember inviting you to the buffet.
I was about to leave when your husband called me over. He said I should stay because you were just about to start bringing out the food.
What? My Peter said that. Good grief. Whatever will I do with that man? He knows how deeply I detest you. Are you sure you didn't mishear him?
I really don't think I did.
Are you sure he wasn't just saying it to be polite because there were other people around? Yes, that'll be what it was. You weren't supposed to oblige him, dimwit.
Sorry.
That food was supposed to be for my family. In fact, my family should have been the only ones at the memorial in the first place. I only agreed to let you help me with the preparations because you offered. You weren't supposed to actually turn up to the damn thing. What's it going to take for you to learn your place? I'm losing all hope.
From the way you're talking about me, I get the impression you don't think of me as your own family.
Obviously, dimwit. Are we related? No, we're complete strangers.
I'm sure you do think of me as a stranger, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win your approval and have you acknowledge me as part of this family. I'm serious about Darius, and I want to prove that to you, no matter how long it takes.
You become a part of this family. You couldn't win my approval in 10 lifetimes at the rate you're going, Missy. You'll have to stop with these jokes now, dear. My bowels have been loose lately, and an emergency of that kind is the last thing I need.
Still, I'm gonna do my best.
Like I just told you, it ain't gonna happen. Why bother wasting your energy? You don't have what it takes to win my approval. Rather than that, just focus on doing your job as my son's wife.
You mean, have kids?
What a relief! You do have something resembling a brain in that skull of yours. Yes, giving me grandchildren is the least you could do. If you don't, me and you will be strangers for as long as you live. Naturally, failing to produce children would also mean divorce.
What? Divorce?
Yes, dear, divorce. If you can't do your job as his wife, I'll have him divorce you and marry someone who can. The earlier he gets rid of you, the better. He'll have a wider selection of partners to choose from that way.
But I don't want a divorce.
What you want is of no importance. I'll see to it that my boy has a long, hard think about your future together if you continue to defy me any longer. What good are you if you refuse to produce children? What's the point in being married to a barren wasteland? Men can have kids at any age. As for you, tick-tock, missy. If you won't deliver the goods, I'll have him exchange you for a younger model who will.
Debbie, we're going through infertility treatment.
What did you just say? Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious me. I knew it. You're defective goods.
Me and Darius are doing our best in our own way. Please, would you stop saying things like that? Things are difficult enough as it is without you being cruel on top of it.
Is the defective article talking back to me? Back in the good old days, women like you were handed a set of divorce papers and cast aside like the dead weight they were. There's nothing else for it. I was willing to give you a chance before, but now, it's no good. You have to separate.
Even if the treatment fails and we can't ever have kids, I have no intention of leaving Darius.
What you want is of no importance to me, young lady. If you can't fulfill your duties as his wife, there's no point in you being married. I must tell my husband about this at once.
Debbie, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'd really appreciate if you could try to be a little more understanding of our situation. Can't we compromise somehow? To be honest, I was dreading telling you, but I didn't want you to think we were trying. Please.
Let's see. I need to hear what my son thinks about this. All right, fine. Let's all get together for an honest, frank discussion about your future.
Really?
Yes, I'm prepared to accept I've been a little inconsiderate, but I mean it when I say I want grandkids, and that's never going to change. Darius is my only son, after all. Surely it's only natural I'd have expectations of you.
I get that.
Make no mistake, this only means I'll hear out what you both have to say. Don't mistake my kindness for approval.
That's enough for me. Thank you.
Don't think this means divorce is off the table either. I'm still prepared to do what needs to be done if you give me nothing but excuses. My son has wants and needs of his own. All right, it's settled. Let's all discuss it over dinner the day after tomorrow. There's a restaurant I've been dying to go to lately.
You want to do this in public at a restaurant? Are you sure?
If I have to listen to a depressing sob story about how my son's wife's womb is a barren wasteland, I at least want to enjoy some delicious food to soften the unpleasantness of it all. Surely you'd feel better about the whole thing if you could enjoy some good food while we talked.
I guess. Okay, the day after tomorrow, right? I'll get ready.
Yes, I'll be picking you up in the car. I'll come to your house first, and then we can pick Darius up outside the station after he gets off work. I take it you do plan on leaving the office on time.
Yeah, I've been finishing early every day of this week, so there shouldn't be any problems on that front. Thanks for going to the trouble of picking me up. I appreciate it.
My husband said the car needed washing, so I can stop by at the car wash before I get you. 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll see you the day after tomorrow.
Hey, Debbie, are you there? You told me yesterday we'd all be coming to today's dinner. I've been waiting ages for you to come and get me now. Is everything okay?
Do forgive me, Sally. I decided last minute we should have dinner with just me, Peter, and Darius instead. You know, my family. My real family. I told Peter not to bother stopping by at your house.
What?
You can watch the house on your own instead. The restaurant we're heading to is a little on the expensive side. Such luxury would be wasted on the likes of you. I know I said you could come, but the more I thought about it, the more ridiculous it seemed. Think about it. How can I possibly justify wasting money on food that good on the likes of you?
Was this your plan all along? Were you lying when you said we were gonna discuss our treatment too?
Me? A lie? Scandalous. I've never told a lie in my life. At the time, I was genuinely considering hearing you out, but then I realized the futility of it all. Come on, dear. What could possibly be gained by hearing some defective article give me her sob story on how she can't provide me with grandchildren? Exactly nothing. So, why have you spoil the atmosphere while we eat? You can stay home.
I'm pretty sure Darius is gonna get up and leave the moment you tell him I'm not coming.
Don't talk nonsense, dear. We already picked him up at the station. He didn't have any complaints when I told him you wouldn't be coming. It would appear he's more receptive towards my remarriage idea than you would have liked to believe.
Huh? No way. That can't be.
Why didn't he object when I told him you weren't coming then? He just nodded his head, and that was the end of it. He's probably just as sick of you as I am. And why wouldn't he be? Do you know how embarrassing it is for a man for his woman to need fertility treatment? You hear stories about it all the time.
Darius thinks of me more than anyone.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Sally. He clearly doesn't anymore. Guess what? I already found several candidates for his replacement wife. He seemed opposed to the idea at first, but he soon changed his tune when I showed him the pictures of his new potential brides. Looks like you're getting tossed to the wayside, Missy.
No way. My husband would never abandon me.
What value does a woman in her 30s have to anyone? What's more, you're damaged goods. You can't even have kids. Stop burying your head in the sand and face reality. Don't think anyone in this family actually likes you just because my son and husband pretended to be nice to you all this time.
You really hate my guts, huh, Debbie?
Obviously, dimwit. You don't have a single redeeming quality. Your face is mediocre, your personality's rotten, you're unfeminine, you couldn't be any plainer if you tried. You're just some sad, futureless, worn-out old hag. You let my son do the housework while slaving away at that damn company you're so obsessed with. And to top it all off, you're incapable of having children. You don't deserve to call yourself a woman. What value is there in you even being alive?
I can't take this anymore. You've made it crystal clear about how you feel about me.
I'm pleased we have an understanding. I suggest you get started on packing up your things sooner rather than later. I'll be in touch when we decide on a replacement wife for my son.
Do as you please.
Don't worry, dear, I shall. It's such a shame to have to tell you this, but your happily married life is hereby over. Hurry up and tell Mommy and Daddy you'll be coming home. Me and my family are breaking all ties with you. Sally, dear, it turns out we were able to reach a conclusion on your future while we were still in the car. Even I didn't expect things to move along this quickly. Both Darius and Peter told me I can do whatever I want.
I see. And you felt the need to go out of your way to tell me that?
Who do you think you're speaking to, young lady? Start showing some manners. I'm still your mother-in-law for the time being.
I don't have any obligation to be nice to you, Debbie.
Whatever, I could care less. If impotently seething like this makes you feel better, who am I to stop you? You'll be nothing but a distant memory before long. This luxury dinner for just the three of us is going to be amazing.
You wouldn't happen to be on your own right now, would you, Debbie?
Well, yes, I am. Why? The restaurant doesn't have a car park, so Peter dropped me off outside while him and Darius go off and look for a space. They'll be back anytime now.
Have you been waiting for a while already?
It's only been 15 minutes. The roads are busy around this part of town at this hour. Don't worry, they'll be back any minute now. Anyway, what does any of this have to do with you? You're the only one on your own here.
Oh, I'm not on my own. Your husband and son are here with me right now.
What? They're with you, but why would they? What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense.
I got a message from Darius, inviting me out for a meal, just after your last message earlier. Let's go out for a meal as a family, babe. Just me, you, and my dad. I'm in the car with them both right now. We're on our way to another restaurant.
Excuse me? No way. No way! You're obviously lying because you're bitter about being abandoned. They just dropped me off outside the restaurant. Why would they possibly ditch me to eat with the likes of you? There really isn't a car park here. It's not like my husband was lying. They just went to find a parking space.
Don't worry. They found a parking space because they drove straight home. They told me all about how you wouldn't shut up about Darius divorcing me and remarrying a more suitable candidate, or making fun of me because of the infertility treatment. Well, Darius's patience finally reached its limit. He's so sick and tired of you, he never wants to see you again for the rest of his life. Your son just disowned you, Debbie.
No way. My darling boy would never do that. Besides, he never said anything in the car. If his patience had really reached its limits, as you claim, he would have spoken out.
Oh, he knows you're so arrogant and so self-absorbed that speaking to you is pointless. He's done with you. He said you may as well forget about him because he's not your son anymore.
Oh, no, you don't, young lady. Stop right there. I can see what you're doing. You're trying to scare me because I wouldn't tolerate the fact that you had the nerve to be infertile. Aren't you? Well, it won't work. As if my own family would ditch me outside a restaurant and leave me to eat on my own.
I can assure you most definitely will be eating on our own.
They have been gone a while. Wait, are you serious? Did they actually abandon me? That's so horrible. How could they do this?
Isn't it obvious? You treated me like I wasn't even human. Did you really think my husband was gonna tolerate you speaking about his wife like that? You had no right to treat me the way you did, and now you're paying the price.
Sally, where are you right now, sweetie? Won't the three of you at least come back to get me? It's getting cold out here.
Sorry, we're going out for a family dinner, which means you're not invited. You'll have to make your own way home.
Oh my God. Don't say things like that. Please, will you tell my son to get his dad to answer the phone? I must have tried calling him 10 times by now. Darius won't pick up either. Are their phones broken?
Nope. Their phones are fine. They just don't want to speak to you.
Fine, you win. Have it your way. I'll hear out what you have to say. Let's all sit down and have a chat like we originally intended. Just me, you, and Darius. That's what you wanted, isn't it? Please, just come back and get me. I don't know the bus routes around here.
No. You can take your chat and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. I couldn't care less whether I get your approval anymore. In fact, I'd prefer if you kept it to yourself, along with your hateful, malicious comments and outdated opinions.
You don't want my approval. Do you really think we could go on like this, Sally? Get real. You're my son's wife.
I did my best to try and compromise with you, to try and prove how hard I wanted to win your acceptance as a member of this family. I couldn't do anything about the fact I worked long hours and I wasn't willing to quit my job. But beyond that, I did everything I could. I kept on top of the housework on my own to the best of my ability. And even while I was working, I went out of my way to make sure Darius had quality, home-cooked food on the table whenever he got back from work. I went out of my way to make it to family events and gatherings, even booking time off work despite my schedule being hectic. But eventually, I realized no matter how hard I worked, I'd never win your approval. And I've kept pushing myself past my limits. Like that, I only end up in an early grave.
That's simply not true. I was willing to accept you, dear. I really was. But you had to prove your dedication to my son and this family by giving us children first.
You see, Debbie, the problem with that is, I think your outdated way of thinking is disgusting. There was a time when I hoped we could get to know each other and build something resembling a positive relationship one day. But I realized that going out of my way to try and win the approval of someone as toxic as you could never end well. You're the vilest, most black-hearted person I've ever met.
Vile and black-hearted? And what does calling me such awful things make you? Take a look in the mirror, bitch. This is no way to speak to your mother-in-law. You disrespectful little cretin.
I don't think of you as my mother-in-law. My only in-law is Peter, because unlike you, he's actually a decent human being.
Sally, please. I forgot to bring my purse. I'm already sat down in the restaurant. I had to come inside because it was getting so darn cold outside. I ordered some drinks and I'm feeling a little tipsy. I can't pay the bill without my purse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie. You seem to be making a tragic misunderstanding. You seem to think that's my problem when it's not.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. Just because me and you might not be on the best of terms doesn't mean you have to let me get in trouble. What am I supposed to do? Do you have any idea how embarrassing this is going to be for me? It's bad enough already after no one showed up despite me telling the waiter there'd be 3 of us.
Not my problem. Me and you are strangers, and what you do or what happens to you when the restaurant finds out you're stealing their alcohol has nothing to do with me.
Sally, please, listen to me. I'm sorry. Look, I just apologized, so please, I'm begging you. Won't you all come back and get me? Let's have dinner together.
Nope. We'll be eating as a family tonight, which means you're not invited. You're the one who tried to kick me out of your lives, remember? You're on your own now. Fix your own mess. Good luck finding a new family, 'cause this one's done with you. After that, me, Darius, and Peter all went to a fancy restaurant downtown together, where we had the most amazing steaks. No one had any desire to rescue Debbie from the mess she'd gotten herself into. In fact, we all find it kind of amusing. But since all she ordered was a few drinks, they gave her the benefit of the doubt and agreed to let her go home and come back with the money. She went back and paid the next day, and that was the end of that. However, she didn't have the money for a bus or a taxi. She had to walk back the whole 5 miles to her house at night in the middle of winter. Now that's what I call karma. Debbie was furious at her husband for not going out to pick her up. But when she started telling him off, he suddenly lost it with her and yelled at her so loud it said the screams of rage could be heard all the way from Jupiter. I guess we all have our limits. She soon zipped it when she realized Peter had reached his. He swore he'd divorce her if she tried to pull any of her old crap on him again, and something tells me he knew he meant it. I think we'll be seeing a much quieter, more reserved Debbie from here on out. After she started behaving herself, we decided to tell her the real reason we were going through infertility treatment was in fact because of Darius, not me. Mouth agape, all the color drained from her face before. She immediately got down on her knees and apologized profusely. But there are some things you don't forgive or forget. I'll definitely never forget what she put me through. That said, she did seem genuinely remorseful. She is still Darius's mother, so we agreed not to completely break things off with her. We haven't decided how often we'll see her yet, but we're thinking maybe once a year. 3 months after the events of today's drama, and after finally placing some distance between ourselves and the mother-in-law from hell, I finally fell pregnant. Darius and Peter were over the moon, and we held a family gathering at our place, just the 3 of us. Obviously, Debbie wasn't invited. There was a tiny part of me that felt sorry for her. But when I reminded myself why we were keeping our distance in her in the first place, and considered the strong likelihood of her sticking her nose in dew, how we bring up the baby if we allowed her to worm her back way into our lives, that sympathy soon disappeared. She might be on her best behavior right now, but that still doesn't mean I trust her. I'm not risking through anything like that again, which is why me and my husband plan on maintaining a healthy distance from her going forward. I have nothing but love and gratitude for Darius and Peter for being there to support me throughout this whole thing, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure they always know how much I appreciate them. Let's all spread the love, folks!
Hey, Faith, will you be coming to my wedding? You're my husband's sister, so I was kinda wondering.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I can't wait. I'm so happy for you guys.
Seriously?
I'm sorry. What's that supposed to mean?
Don't you want me to come? Well, think about it. You'd probably only steal the limelight. I bet everyone would be fawning over you instead of me. This is supposed to be my big day. How is it fair that my sister-in-law gets all the attention?
I really don't think there's any danger of that happening. I'd just be a guest.
Oh, there so is a danger of that happening, Faith. You know how my family are with you. You're their golden girl. The woman who can do no wrong. I just know you'd ruin my wedding if you came. It's not just my mom and dad either. Practically, the whole family seem to think the sun shines out of your backside.
I seriously doubt that. But even if what you're saying is true, it's probably just because there aren't any young girls on your family's side.
It's like the sparkle appears in the eyes and they rush over the moment they see you. It's like they think you're the freaking second coming of Christ or something.
Jeez, Harper, you really think so? I don't see it that way at all. You wouldn't be saying that if you knew what some of the conversations are like. A lot of it is just people asking about my private life. I could do without it, to be honest.
I was the brightest flower in the garden till you showed up on the scene. Now, it's like everyone completely forgot about me, but they fawn over you at every opportunity. Me? I don't see the appeal myself. What do you have that I don't? I'm young too, and everyone knows I'm gorgeous, unlike you.
Wow, thanks. You're such a charmer, Harper. I think this is all in your head. I don't agree with you at all.
Why would you? You're the one who gets to reap all the benefits. So why are they all obsessed with you? It's 'cause you have a degree and I don't. Or maybe they all get giddy when a young girl smiles and woos them with their cheap flattery. Life must be easy as a people pleaser. I think everyone's just extra nice to me because I'm young and thinks I probably feel daunted after marrying into such a big family. Why does it have to mean they don't like you? I don't get your logic. I'm sure Chris's family will be the exact same towards you when you two get officially hitched. I won't deny it. You are gorgeous. You're way prettier than I could ever hope to be. I bet your family are gonna be super lonely when you're not around anymore.
Really?
Your dad said he was gonna miss you. I could never replace you, Harper. Why would anyone pay me any attention with a big bright beaming star like you up on the altar? Right, you're right. They all be glued to the spot, transfixed by my dazzling beauty. Of course they will. Why would anyone bother looking at you? Right? That's what I'm saying. Of course you're gonna be the star of the show, babe. You don't have a thing to worry about. So, yeah, to answer your question, me and Dan are both gonna be there. You could hardly have your brother and his wife not show up to your wedding day. I knew this was a bad idea. You need to go home. You need to go home, Faith. Like, disappear. Right now. Huh? Why? But the wedding's about to start. Not with you here. I knew I made a mistake by inviting you. You're going home, and that's final. My big day's gonna be ruined if you don't go home. I'm already in a rotten mood because of you. Why? What happened? Did I do something to upset you?
I overheard you.
You overheard me? Yeah, I just overheard you getting along like a house on fire with my husband's family. I was livid when I saw them all joking and laughing with you. What the hell do you think you're playing at, bitch? Whoa, Jesus, Harper, chill out. What do you mean, what am I playing at? All I did was go up and introduce myself to them, for crying out loud. Bullshit! You always do this. You're up to your old tricks again. I know it. You always have people wrapped around your little finger within 5 minutes of meeting them with that little Miss Perfect act of yours. They're my family, not yours, so stay the hell away from us. Little Miss Perfect? What the hell? I have no idea what you mean. I don't have anyone wrapped around my little finger. All I did was speak to them for a few minutes. Don't play dumb with me. I saw the big crowd around you. Why would you play happy families with my new family like that while leaving me off to one side like the black sheep on my own goddamn wedding day? The limelight is supposed to be on me. Are you trying to steal my attention? What are you talking about? All I did was comment on how much fun your wedding was. Besides, I'm not the only one who talked to them. Dan was with me the whole time. Well, I didn't see him because I was too pissed when I saw you trying to make yourself the center of attention. Anyway, I can't believe a word you say. That's not all. Even my parents were comparing us. I'm so sick and tired of it all. Comparing us? How do you mean? And in what way? They brought up your wedding when they saw me in my wedding dress. My mom said, Faith looked beautiful in her dress too. Can you even imagine how that made me feel? Can you? I don't want to hear about how beautiful some attention-grabbing bitch looked on my wedding day. Harper, I can tell you're upset, but will you please stop calling me that? I'm sure it was just a passing comment because the whole thing reminded them of mine and Dan's wedding. That's all. It hardly sounds like she was comparing us or saying either of us look better. Stop deluding yourself, Faith. She said you looked beautiful. My own mother said you looked beautiful on my wedding day. That can only mean she thinks you're more beautiful than me. Well, it seems like the only one comparing us here is you. Besides, what's wrong with being different? We all have our own unique qualities. I know there's no way you didn't hear everyone saying how beautiful you look today. Please take some deep breaths and calm down. This is all so unnecessary. Shut your mouth! I hate you! I should be the center of attention, not you. You're nothing but a disgusting eyesore, so get the hell out of my sight and disappear from my wedding. I'm here to celebrate you and your husband on your big day, Harper. Listen, I tell you what, me and Dan will just keep to ourselves for the rest of the ceremony, okay? I can tell it upsets you, so we won't speak to anyone else. I don't need you to celebrate for me. We can celebrate perfectly fine without you. Thanks. All it takes is one look at you to ruin my mood. Hurry up and disappear, whore. Jeez, so I'm a whore now too? You need to chill out. I'm your sister-in-law. Would it really hurt for us to try and get along? I've hated you since the moment I laid eyes on you. Yeah, well, somehow I kinda already knew that. But we're still technically family. So don't you think we should at least try to be amicable with one another? And there it is, your famous Little Miss Perfect act. God, you make me sick. You think you're so special just because you happen to have a degree and work for a prestigious company, don't you? Well, you ain't shit, girl. I don't think I'm special at all, I swear. There's the innocent little good girl act again. I'm gonna have a freaking meltdown if you don't get lost now. Ugh! Stop sucking up to my family. You make me want to vomit. Harper, please. You're a grown woman. Even if you hate me deep down inside, is there really any need to speak to me like this? Weddings are for adults. And hate to have to say this, but I really think you should start acting like one. Do not preach at me, you stuck-up self-righteous bitch. When the star of the show tells you to go home, you go home. Hurry up and get as far as possible from this church before I make you disappear. You're uninvited. Fine, I get it. If you're gonna act like this, then I don't have a choice. I'm going home. Thank God for that. Why couldn't you just have left as soon as I asked you? But are you sure this is what you want? If you kick me out of your wedding, I'm obviously going to see you a little differently than I used to. What? Are you threatening me? Hardly. I just don't like being treated the way you're treating me. Anyone would feel the same in my position. I have no obligation to respect someone who treats me like dirt. It should go without saying, but I won't treat you with the same level of politeness and respect as I have until now. What do I care? I have no intention of having anything to do with you ever again. I see. You know what? That works for me too. I guess this is it then. Goodbye, Harper. Why is the church empty all of a sudden? Where did everyone go? Where's my husband? And both of our parents? Did you do something? I tried to go home just like you told me, but everyone left with me. What? They left with you? Everyone said, okay, we're leaving too then. Oh my God. What about my wedding? What am I supposed to do now? I knew my brother would probably go with you, but why would my husband leave? I wonder. Beats me. Everyone just said they were coming home with me, and that was that. You said something to them, didn't you? This makes no sense. Maybe I did show everyone your messages. When I did, everyone kind of just agreed to leave and shared disgust with you. You did what? Oh my God, I can't believe this. I knew you were up to your old tricks again. Get a grip, Harper. You tricked them. You always do this. You steal everyone and everything I hold dear. Everyone used to love me before you showed up. Before I knew it, you were the center of attention and no one cared about me anymore. I may as well be invisible now, even on my own wedding day. Are you sure you're not making a misunderstanding here? Whether your family or your husband's family like me or not is a separate issue. The real issue here is that you're a selfish, narcissistic, jealous, megalomaniacal bridezilla with no regard for anyone else's feelings and less self-awareness than a potato. Aha! Finally showing your true colors, I see. I knew this is what you thought of me all along. How could you say those things? You're horrible. I'm the victim in all this. I did nothing wrong. You kicked me out of your wedding based on some delusional persecution complex just because you don't like me. I'm your sister-in-law, Harper. How can you call yourself a grown adult? Scratch that. Are you even sane? Your husband said he's very disappointed in you. Chris said that? He said he couldn't bring himself to marry someone so small-minded. You know what? He actually thanked me. He had no idea what you were really like. The wedding's off. I see how it is. You've turned everyone against me with your twisted lies, and now they're all ganging up on me. Even my own husband. How could he do this? Is he seriously ditching me at the altar? This can't be happening. Oh my God. Well, it's happening, and it's happening because of you. What you did to me was way out of line. Oh, Chris went around and apologized to the guests one by one. He told everyone the wedding was off and they had to go home. You can wait alone in that church for as long as you like, but you're not getting married. Don't screw me around. This can't be real. I can't get ditched at the altar. No, this is not the kind of thing that happens to me. What about all the money we put into this? Wasn't Chris the one who paid for everything? You don't have a job, do you? Chris wouldn't have called things off unless he was fully prepared to take the financial hit. That's how badly he wants out. I'll never forgive my mom and dad for this. They can go rot in hell for all I care. What kind of parents ruin their own daughter's wedding like this? They're evil. Pure evil. To think they'd trust a meddling bitch like you over me. You're not even related to us. How can you be their favorite? I wonder. I couldn't possibly answer that, Harper. But you know what? Your mom and dad are right next to me. How about we ask them directly? You ready? Here it comes. It's not that we have a favorite, dear. But the way you treated Faith, to be frank, was utterly despicable. Me and you, or father, found it hard to justify staying at the wedding after finding out how you were really behaving behind our backs. What? Don't bullshit me, Faith. You made that up. Believe me, I wish I made it up. And there's more. They said they've been at their wits' end with you and your difficult personality for a while now. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. My difficult personality? What's difficult about my personality? Apparently, they were worried about whether you'd find a guy to marry and settle down because of how arrogant and self-absorbed you are. You'll stop at nothing to get your own way, no matter how much trouble you cause those around you. Not to mention your victim complex. You think the world's out to get you and you lash out in response to every perceived slight. But I did find a guy to marry until you came along and ruined everything. Sure you did. And they said they were super relieved when they found out, because they thought you'd finally grown out of your old ways and become the mature adult they always hoped and prayed you would. But it would appear you haven't changed one bit. You should know better than to act like this at your age. Can you even imagine how disappointed your mom and dad were when they saw those messages? I'm the one who's disappointed here. Stop trying to make this about everyone else when it's about me. I put everything on the line for this marriage. I'm never gonna find another guy as rich, as handsome as Chris. Oh, I see. So you were marrying him for his money? No, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh, why do you have to twist everything? Well, how else am I supposed to interpret that? I don't know. How about you try using your brain? Maybe your reading skills just suck. Chris is here too, by the way. He thought that what you said meant the exact same as I did. And I gotta tell you, Harper, he's pissed. He said, wow, so she was with me for my wallet all along? No, stop twisting my words. I didn't mean it like that. I could tell how angry he was as soon as he read it. He just told your mom and dad. Your situation just gets worse and worse by the minute, huh, Harper? It's all your fault, of course. Guys, please come back. Why are you all siding with that lying psycho bitch over me? I'm begging you. Please don't leave me. I can't be on my own. Please. Harper, are you still at the church? If you are, just hurry up and go home. You can't keep hanging around now that the wedding's been cancelled. I can't believe this is happening. No one came back. Not a single person. Did everyone really go home? Is this really the end? Your mom and dad told me and Dan we could go. So we're grabbing some hamburgers at a restaurant near our house right now. I got the impression your mom and dad would be meeting up with Chris's family for a discussion about today's, events. They were just about to head out in the car before we left. Something tells me divorce will be the main thing on the agenda. Divorce? But we only just got married. You spoke to Chris on the phone, right? Yes. He said he doesn't want any of the money he spent on the wedding back. He just wants to get away from me ASAP. So what? I told you to go home, so shoot me. Is that really the worst thing in the world? Does it really justify him being angry with me? Of course he's gonna be so pissed. What you did to me was horrible. Fine, maybe I did make everyone mad, but are we really talking call off the wedding levels of mad here? Seriously? Why can't we just talk things through? You know, if it was anyone but you who I kicked out, none of this would be happening. The only reason they're mad with me is 'cause I had a nerve to stand up to their golden girl. I'm not so sure, Harper. I won't deny it's probably partly because they like me and are disgusted with you for treating me how you did. It's not just my parents and family who got wrapped around your little finger. My husband and his family are obsessed with you as well. You're a meddling, spiteful little witch who goes around turning everyone I love and hold dear against me. I knew I should have never invited you to the wedding. Me and Chris have been friends since before the wedding. Lies! You started trying to woo him as soon as you found out we were getting married. I can count the number of times you met on one hand, damn it. There's no way you should have this much influence over him. Wait a second. Do you mean... No way. Are you having an affair with my husband? Wrong. You're just talking crazy now. You know how me and him work in the same industry? Well, we hit it off day one when we met over work-related stuff. What we do is really specialized, so it's rare to find another person who actually understands it. Most people would think we were speaking a different language. We first met that night when you got blind drunk and fell asleep with your head in a toilet bowl, so you probably didn't see us. The first time you met? You mean New Year's Eve last year? Right. When we all got together at your folks' place, Chris told me there were some things at work that were troubling him. I've been in the business a little longer than him, so I was happy to have him bounce off his issues off me and offer some advice. He seemed really grateful. I get the feeling he's had a lot of respect for me ever since then. You mean you've had him wrapped around your little finger ever since New Year's Eve? No, Harper, just no. Why do you have to put it like that? Unlike you, I don't see people as objects to be used for my own personal gain. And as for your mom and dad being so good to me, there's a reason for that. Remember when your dad collapsed? When he had that stroke 3 years ago? Yeah, your mom's been struggling with her back for years now, and there's no way she could have kept on top of his care. So I offered to do it. I took some time off work and lived with him until he was well enough so that they could get by without me. But you didn't even come visit him. Not a single time. I was busy with work back then. Your dad was heartbroken when he realized his own daughter didn't care about him. You think I wasn't busy with work? I took time off to look after him because some things are more important than money. Your mom and dad are obviously not going to take lightly to anyone mistreating me after that. Is that why they constantly shower you with attention? Oh, I'm not done yet. I covered the down payment on a loan back when they had their house renovated too. Then, I headed over every night after work to help with the decorating for a few weeks until everything was done. But you didn't lift a finger. Shut up! There's no need to say it twice. I'm still not done, Harper. There's something else you seem to be forgetting. Back when the wedding was still on, me and Dan agreed to pay for yours and Chris's honeymoon. We covered everything, from flights to food and drink, from the hotel to activities. I don't need you to tell me my brother paid for the goddamn honeymoon. I know that. Just shut up already. That was my idea. It was? I didn't just go out of my way to help your family, but I went out of my way to make life easier for you too. And this is how you repay me? By throwing it all back in my face? What's the matter, Harper? Cat got your tongue? Is the reason virtually everyone you know is angry with you finally starting to sink in? Well, fine. Maybe I got a couple of things wrong. I had no idea you did all of those things for me and my family. Respect has to be earned. You can't just waltz in and expect everyone in your new family to automatically like you. That's not how the world works. Kindness, thoughtfulness, and hard work get rewarded. But I did my best to make his family like me. What does doing your best mean to you? Either you were doing your best in the wrong way or your best wasn't enough. Something tells me that if you were genuinely doing your best to be accepted, they wouldn't be so happy to see the back of you. This is more than just being tossed aside. This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to a human being in the history of ever. I got dumped on my freaking wedding day. This should have been the most happiest day of my life. But why did this ever happen to me? Because you were rampaging out of control and didn't care who you hurt if it meant getting your way. This was inevitable. Hopefully you'll learn your lesson and become a better person for it. Being young and beautiful will only get you so far. Harper's husband, Chris, immediately got to work on the divorce proceedings. He really dodged a bullet with that one. He bore the entire financial burden for the wedding since he was the one who paid for everything to begin with. But he's taking a positive outlook and sees it as the price he had to pay to learn a valuable lesson. Apparently his family are pretty well off, so it didn't do much damage in the end. What should have been the happiest day of my sister-in-law's life turned into the most embarrassing, no, a disaster of a kind you usually see on the movies. Me and my husband Dan live with his and Harper's parents, which means she'll probably never dare to show her face here again. Last we heard, she's living alone in some shabby old apartment in the rough part of the town while working part-time as a school janitor. Her parents make no bones about the fact they never want to see her again. She's not our problem anymore. She did this to herself. were the final words of her mom said on the matter. When you think about it, the way she managed to lose the support of her entire family in one fell swoop is quite impressive, and it speaks volumes about what they really thought of her. As usual, everyone's still amazingly kind and supportive towards me. Dan's family make me feel so welcome and accepted that I feel like their real daughter. I feel blessed to have them in my life, and I always do my best to let them know I'm grateful.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.